So out here tonight, I'm actually going to start a patching operation before I paint the floor. I'm just going to purge all of these little cracks that I can. I'm going to do one side of the floor first, followed by the other side. I guess Sammy's going to cheer me on. And yeah, that's the plan. So I've got some concrete adhesive, some latex concrete adhesive, some Saccrete. I bought that from Home Depot. And I got some Sika 212 Sika grout. That's a really good product. They actually didn't have the Sika R latex in stock, so I just bought this one. But yeah, I'll mix it up. I might actually score some of these cracks using a little diamond grinder just to open them up a little more so I can actually glue the grout in. Not that I'm really worried about the cracks, but may as well patch it a little bit before I actually paint the floor. So I'm going to do it in two sides. I'll do this side first, and then afterwards, maybe in like a week or something, I'll move all that stuff to this side and do the other side. The other side's actually far, far worse, and that I'll have some more video of that footage afterwards. Okay, it's kind of a big plumy haze in here of concrete dust. I've kind of finished scoring it. So basically what I used was a little mini grinder with a diamond blade. Don't balk on these things. These things they're probably one of the best tools you'll ever buy is a little mini grinder. And you get one of these little diamond blades, it'll cut concrete like butter. So anyways, you can kind of see here what I did. Along some of the bigger cracks, you can see how I scored the cracks, so that way I can actually get some of that little grout purging in there. You can see some bigger spots here, kind of chiseled it out. You know, right along here you can kind of see a little bit of a grout, and here's probably the worst part on this part of the garage. Kind of opens up into a bigger crack. So what I'll do is I'll mix up a small bucket of purging there now, and I'll just start hand bombing it in. Really stiff mix. I don't need a runny mix. I want it to dry fast. So I'll do a stiff mix with a low water cement ratio and the right amount of glue. I'll put some glue in here and give her a go. And for those of you who don't know, my actual real job is a quality control manager of a ready mix plant. So I do quite a bit of concrete work all the time. So we'll see how this turns out. Okay, so this is how we mix the purge up, and I actually make the purge a little bit runnier than I thought. I think that latex modifier might have had some sort of plasticizer in it or something, because it did not take much to bring the slump up into something workable. And the bag I'm using had some older material that's a bit chunky, but essentially you want to just fill in the cracks. I actually have an excess amount in here. And with your steel trowel, you kind of can work it in. Now this is a little thick, I'll have to come back after it stiffens up to work some of it off. But the glue, Samantha pre-glued it here. You can kind of see some of the latex glue in there. I've got latex in this mix. It's actually gonna bond both mechanically and chemically quite well. What do you think, boys? Time to wrestle, eh? Okay, it's the next day and all of our purging mess is dried up here. Well, pretty much. So now we're going to apply our bare concrete bonding primer. So we'll apply this tonight, and I'll read the instructions of when we can actually epoxy the floor with the paint. Here's the actual epoxy paint we got. So we'll take a look. We'll put her down, and hopefully we'll get this floor looking, maybe not spick and span new, but looking nicer than this. So Sammy's applying the bonding now. You can see it kind of goes on with kind of a color, a white color to it. And then it's gonna dry clear, which is kind of neat. That way you can kind of see where you're putting it. It'll dry clear, soak right in, and then it'll be really good for that epoxy bonding agent to put on. Well, the bonding agent's down now, or the primer, if you want to call it that. A little bit thick in some spots, but it is a pretty old, porous garage, so a little extra is not going to hurt. We have the material to use it. Thin it out. We've got a fan running in the other end. Tomorrow we'll put the top coat on. Well, here it is. The first coat of primer is all down, all thinned out. Sam did a great job putting it down. It says you gotta wait a minimum of 4 hours before putting the top coat on. With the temperatures we have right now, it'll be a full 24 hours before we put the actual epoxy coating on, or paint epoxy on. But looks good. It really soaked in nicely. You can tell this is gonna be good for it to bond to when we put the actual paint on. We'll see you tomorrow. Okay, so it's the next day now. Ready to actually put the paint down on the floor now. So you can see it's kind of dark where all the primer actually seemed to soak right in nicely. And now time to put on the concrete paint. So I'll let you know how that goes. It's looking nice so far. Well, the first coat is done. I say first coat because I actually think I'll have to put a second coat on, which means this coverage of these cans won't be quite as good. I might have to buy a third or possibly even a fourth can of paint. The coverage of the clear coat was excellent, but I think I'll need 4 cans of paint to finish this off. What I have left in the first one is not enough. Looks like Winnie made his way in right here at the end of the night. I can see his little footprints on it, of course, but that's what are you gonna do when you're painting with dogs? Hey, Winnie, what are you gonna do when I'm painting with you? Browning, what am I gonna do when I'm painting with you? But no, it looks good. I left a fan running in the back there. That'll just keep some air movement on tonight. It's getting cold here in Canada. It is September, and the nights are getting cooler, so a little bit of air movement should help dry it out. So tomorrow I'll put another coat on, or when I say tomorrow I'll put a coat on. Oh geez, I forgot I missed the top of those bricks there in my little rush to finish. Oh well, tomorrow I'll put that on too. But when I say I will put it on, I think Samantha will paint. Lesson learned, don't paint with such a small roller. It was a little bit small for me, so tomorrow I'll let Samantha do the painting. Maybe she's a lot quicker, faster, better at it than I am, and I will do all the touch-ups along the wall there of that little piece I missed. But that's it for the night. It definitely is going to brighten up the garage. It's going to be nice to work on. It's going to be nice to clean when it's all done, and it's a base anyways that you can always keep building on over and over again afterwards. So here we are another day. As you can see, I cleared out the right side of the garage there. Now we've got the left side here. I've already actually grouted the bad patches, parged up all the cracks here. This morning I actually sealed it with the primer, and now Sammy is going to paint it. So it's going to take 2 coats, so we'll do one today, and then tomorrow night after work I'll do another one. So we'll get her all primed up, and then essentially we'll have most of the floor finished and ready to go. And until we take out this back wall and push it back, put the other garage door in, then we'll paint all the back area back there outside. So we'll get her all painted up. We'll see what we can do. Hey Brownie, y'all tuckered out? Hey? So we're done the first coat here on this side. It's already brightening up the garage. Wait till we put the actual drywall across it, just like over there. But tomorrow we'll put the second coat on, and we'll pretty much be done painting and until we do the back area. But yeah, in general, it's been a pretty good weekend here. We got a lot done, and we're getting that much closer to getting this garage ready to go. Here comes the welcoming committee. Hey, buddy. Hey, Bernie, come here.